Ladies and gents, I'm not sure if you, like I, have ever contemplated the fact that there is, frankly, far too little smut in poetry. And conversely, far too little poetry in porn. You've all thought it. It's funny because it's wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to welcome to the stage a man who bridges the gap between the two art forms beautifully. I have only known him since the beginning of this evening, and he has already struck me as a very, very beautiful man. His reputation goes before him, in a good way. Probably in a bad way as well. But ladies and gents, at the end of the next 20 minutes, I'm sure that he is going to have captured your hearts. So let's please, please, please fill this room with love to welcome to the stage the man, the legend, the monkey poet! Thank you. Well, give us a shout if you like poetry.
Yeah, fucking half-arsed. Can't say that I blame you. I should never have called myself the monkey poet. However, poetry is subjective. And I'm now going to subject you all to this. It's weird. I'm touring around at the moment with a show called Welcome to the UK. And I found out when I was abroad, and the lovely Angel Rodriguez is from America, that people are really patriotic. I was over in Canada with the show, and there was loads of fireworks going off. I was in Toronto. I says, what's going on, man? This guy went, it's Canada Day! It's Canada Day! I was like, fucking hell. And the Irish have got Paddy's Day, and they get absolutely marmalised, and they sing songs about how fucking great it is to be Irish. And the Scottish have got Andy's Day to do the same, get absolutely marmalised and sing songs about how great it is to be Scottish. And then you've got the English, and we all go, shh, St. George's Day. Don't say anything. If anyone's foreign, by the way, is our equivalent of cunt. And I wrote this song for the... And it's simply called St. George. It's educational. Cry God for Harry, England, and St. George. Wrote Shakespeare the Bard and made him ours. The ever-ready, reliable St. George, who stuck with us through 2 world wars. St. George, patron saint of syphilis. And so he spread like a disease and conquered all of the 7 seas, bringing civilization with cutting steel, a hearty huzzah, and a damn good eye for the other fellows' real estate. For God and Harry and St. George, patron saint of Beirut. And there the dragon he did slay in a place aptly called St. George's Bay. For God and Harry and St. George, patron saint of leprosy. And like a leper's skin, the empire cracked. Bits fell off, the system nearly collapsed. The piss inside began to weep. And by the way, St. George is also the patron saint of sheep. For God and Harry and St. George, patron saint of the Teutonic Knights. Well, I must admit, I was a little surprised, but we won't dwell on the wars or economic zeal. Instead, move along to a different field. Cutting through the mystery, let's have a look at this man's history. St. George was a Roman soldier from Anatolia. Born in the late 3rd century, all sources are, however, hagiography, which means not the verifiable truth. In 303, he was ordered to take part in a persecution, but he confessed himself to be a Christian, and he criticised the royal decision. An enraged Diocletian ordered torture, followed by execution. So he was lacerated on a wheel of swords, and then decapitated outside Nicomedia's walls. For God and Harry and St. George, the shout still outs in a world of sports where every shaven head is clad in the white and red striped flag, and we still cheer at the sight of the crest, and despite all of the evidence, just look at Wimbledon. We hold that England is the best. For God and Harry and St. George, patron saint of agricultural workers, archers, armourers, butchers, sheep, shepherds, field workers and farmers, Petruge, the Order of the Garter, riders, saddlemates, and of course soldiers, Canada, Cappadocia, Catalonia, Ethiopia, Ferrara in Italy, Genoa, Georgia, Lithuania, Malta, Modica in Sicily, Slovenia, Amersfoort in the Netherlands, Corinthians, a Brazilian football team, and naturally England, equestrians, Palestinian Christians, and a dreadful Sif, Palestine, Aragon, Beirut in the Lebanon, and Venice, Gozo, Moscow, Constantinople, skin diseases, love, the plague in Portugal, cavalry, chivalry, Haldane in Germany, horses, horsemen, husbandmen, and leprosy, the Scouts, Greece, herpes, Heidi, and the Teutonic Knights. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you George. He's the patron saint of everything in sight. Poets like to write about love, and I'm no exception. And really, I'll be absolutely honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, true love, true, honest love, comes from when you go home, you look in the mirror, and you say, I understand you. I see all of your faults, your problems, and I'm okay with that. And now you can genuinely love another person honestly and truthfully. And this is about that, really. This is about that love of self, if you like. It's simply called the sacred art of self-abuse. Some people get it, the others will understand very, very quickly. I've got me dick in me hand. There's a tab in me mouth. There's porn on the telly. And I'm sat on the couch. Is this the real me? Or some seedy little aspect that didn't previously exist? I shall go and ask my analyst, because she understands the needs of a man, the reasons, the wherefores, where morals should stand. This all first started when I began school. They said I'd go blind. Fuck it, shades were so cool. Hey, poetry is an art form, and art is supposed to reflect and mirror society. Whether you're studying the Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians, whatever, you study the art of the day, and that is a true reflection of society. And the UK is no different. And 14 years ago, there was a massive Brit art explosion. And I went down to the Tate Gallery, and through the magic of interactive theatre, I would take you back in time with me now and show you exactly what I saw. Over here was Tracy Emin's unmade bed. Essentially, an unmade bed. Couple of pairs of dirty knickers, couple of used tampons, and a big piece of paper there that explained to me how that reflected the Britain of the day. Over here, Damien Hirst sheep. Essentially, as sheep. Sliced into 1-inch thick sections and put into glass boxes. So it was like sheep gap, sheep gap, sheep gap, sheep gap. And a big piece of paper there that explained to me how that reflected the Britain of the day. And over here was Chris of Philly's massive canvases. And Chris at that time was an artist who used to love painting with the medium of elephant shit. So it's elephant shit canvases here. And a big piece of paper there that explained to me how that reflected the Britain of the day. I'm not too sure if anyone here can remember 10cc's absolutely amazing song, Art for Art's Sake, Money for God's Sake. But this next poem is called Art for Fuck's Sake. I just don't understand how an unmade bed, a sliced sheep, shark or cow, or pieces of elephant shit can be held up to be art right now. It might be because I'm thick, but I honestly think, when did the explanation become more important than the art? Why is there an explanation in the first place? Because it's shit! This was supposed to rhyme, but if they can't take the time to paint a piece that's fine, that pricks my mind with wonder, then I'll follow them instead. And like the unmade bed, I'm not going to put the effort in. Do you know how hard it is to find a rhyme that rhymes with Tracy fucking Emin? Cheers. Thank you very much indeed, Cheltenham. Talking about reflecting society, I'm going to reflect this one. I was asked by the Cheltenham Festival to write a poem for the Cheltenham Comedy Festival. And that's what I did. And who was on this microphone? That's a dwarf. This is for the puppet show, ladies. Later on, ladies and gentlemen. That's private. It'll be happening. Oh, my God. Yeah, well, okay. How does the magic work? Anybody? Anybody? Hey! How many times have you said that? That was practiced. Just kneel down, my friend. Use your mouth. Okay. Sorry, that was really obscene, but can I get your number after the show? Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm taking your advice on this one. Now I kind of feel like a dwarf Lemmy. If you want to gamble. Anyway. I was asked to write a poem for the Cheltenham Comedy Festival, and so I did. I was commissioned by them, in fact, and a commission's an amazing thing for a poet. It just means, next week, no noodles. And so this is called... I can't believe I'm doing this, actually. Okay, now it's going down on me. Okay, let's go. A comedy festival in the home of festivals. Cheltenham, say yeah! Yeah! Cheltenham, say yeah! Yeah! Cheltenham, say yeah! All right, that's an old joke. And this is comedy, so Cheltenham, throw off the yoke and open up your humanity, for according to Molière, the purpose of comedy is to correct the vices of men. And judging by some of you, there's plenty of reasons to start again. According to Aristotle, comedy is to point out the ridiculous pleasantly, so the audience don't experience grief. However, Aristotle was never expected to sit through BBC Three. No, it is shit though, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. It's not just me, man. So, here it is, Cheltenham, your own comedy festival, to sit along with your other festivals. And I'm sorry, but it's incredibly hard to find another word than festival to rhyme with anything but festival. You've got the music festival, and you've got the jazz festival, the science festival, and the literature festival, and the cricket festival, and the horse festival. That's run by the National Hunt, whom I think we can agree are a bunch of... Can we move on from the word festival? We certainly can. I love Cheltenham. It's the home of If, where Malcolm McDowell rebelled against public school spivs. Not the one to say in the middle of the ladies' finishing school, I know, sorry. Oh, it's terrible. And a thought struck me when I was coming on, like £30,000 a year apparently to have your daughter in the ladies' finishing school, and it's called the ladies' finishing school. So after £30,000, you're going to expect a real good blowjob. Cheltenham is also the home of Joanna Trollope, who you can see if you get up early. And speaking of Trollope, just moved in as Elizabeth Hurley, and this was the birthplace of Gustav Holst, who wrote The Planets, and. I couldn't really think of anything to rhyme with Holst, so this is your comedy festival. St. Mary's Church has got a really nice vestibule. If you like fancy food, La Chapignon Sauvage can give you a platyful. Has anyone tried deep-fried pigeon breast? There are 3 pigeons on Cheltenham's town crest. Cheltenham's a town full of birds, Trollope, Hurley, Eddie the Eagle. Sorry about the poem. I'll do my best to keep things real. I even got a twittered fact, and that's a fact, from Mark Steele. A lady headmistress of a school protested with pianos. That's pretty cool. I'm not too sure what she was protesting for. Could have been the poll tax or the Iraq War, but I really like the piano bit. I think the Occupy moving are missing a trick. You've got rubber bullets? No good. We've got a baby grand piano, and we can use it. So, on with the comedy. I'm not going to say festival, platyful, played a fool, back to school, Hawkwind rule, Madonna's poo, or Peter O'Toole, but I will say, Cheltenham, enjoy your vestibule. Thank you. Cheers. Right. Getting back to the reflection of society, I'm going to do one about the press, because, Murdoch's still around. For the moment, isn't he? Yeah. And this is written for all of those who can remember Tommy Steele's amazing musical Half a Sixpence. This next piece is simply called Flesh, Bang Wallop. What a picture. Welcome to historic Fleet Street, the heart of the free press, the place where the journalists first met to discuss the stories of the day, but now peddle a different kind of meat. Read all about it. Not no more, now it's celebrity exposés by the score. Britney exposes her labial flaps as she indiscreetly disembarks from a taxi cab. Kate Moss's Moss is on page 3. Personally speaking, I don't think that's a waste of trees. Princess Eugenie exposes nearly her royal charms. And by the way, in the making of this poem, not one single royal was harmed. Welcome to historic Fleet Street, the heart of the free press, the place where the journalists first met to discuss the stories of the day, but now simply masturbate over paparazzi's latest shoot, over paparazzi's latest score. Thank God Paris Hilton is a spoiled rich whore. She's always good for a double-page spread, say lazy editors while scratching their heads. I mean, what the public wants, the public gets. It's not my fault. It's mainly breasts. I'm going to keep on that theme now with my last one, and this is simply called Beauty is in the Eye, and I need glasses. I'm no stranger to the top shelf. I'm 6'5". I can reach for myself. And a simple word in Google can spawn 10,000 images of internet porn. Now, all men to this can relate, at least all of those who masturbate, because sex is a thing and it's up for sale. Though not with kids, that lands you in jail. Gary. An advert for skin cream will cleverly construct the artistic use of the model's buttocks, and Martini, Bacardi, whatever's the beverage, gives handy pointers on exposing cleavage. Yet in this age of equality, a man's bare cock you'll never see. And sad but true, the neatly trimmed quip is always kept well within the panties or nipples behind the wonderbra. However, I find a little imagination can carry me quite far. And it doesn't matter how clever you think you are, there's no way you can follow that. Unless you follow through it. You've had your fun. But that is one of the best heckles I've ever had. I've lost my place now, you know. Doesn't matter how clever I think I am. Really, seriously, that is one of the best heckles ever. Although the best heckle that I ever got was from an old lady. Do you know, during the St. George thing that said the BNP were cunts. When I was at Edinburgh, a 73-year-old lady put her hand up to heckle me. So obviously from a politer generation, she put her hand up at the back, and I thought, oh my God, I've got a racist grandma in the audience. Oh no, and I don't know whether you know, like comedians, basically you get a heckle, you just tear the person a new arsehole, you know, that's what you do, you rip them to shreds. Sorry mate. But you know, you do, and I thought, oh my God, I've got a racist granny. There's no way that I can look cool at the end of this. I'm just going to look like a twat. I said, yes, my love, what's the problem? I object to the BNP being described as cunts. Said, why? She said, they have neither the taste nor the depth to qualify. And I fell in love with a 73-year-old woman. On that note, I think I will leave you tonight. Have a good one, thank you very much indeed.